just going to kind of go around the car and show you what I've done to this point and what I'm going to do going forward. Car's on a stand. Brace the doors up. We put in an export brace to keep the front end straight. I also attached a rod in between the shock towers instead of a Monte Carlo bar, just to keep things spaced out. Also, let's see, we've done the front torque boxes. Those are both in driver and passenger side, as well as the floor supports, which you can sort of see there and there. Those are both in. And we did get the toe boards in. For today's agenda, we're going to put this patch panel in place, at least get it fitted anyway. Last video, I put it up in there, kind of started up. There, I'll show you what I've done and see how it fits. Okay, there it is set in place. I will have to say that this is by far the worst panel I've ever bought. I haven't bought a lot of them. I did one other car before this, but this thing is a piece of junk as far as fitment. I'm not going to use the whole thing. I'm only going to use not even this much of it. I want to keep as much of the original floor as possible. But after cutting and, I don't know, beating on it and everything else to get it to fit right, this is where we're at right now. And it's good. Everything looks decent there. So I'll get it cut down a little bit more and see if we can maybe get started welding it in today. So I have determined I'm not going to use all that panel, which I said before. There's a couple reasons why. Number one, most of the floor is good. There's a great big bump right over here also. And I don't know if that has something to do with the car being the big block, the 390. And I don't want to really find out, and the metal's good. So I think I'm just going to leave that there. I really think I'm just going to come up here and weld up and across, because that's all the metal that's bad. The rest of it is good. I shot it with that phosphoric acid last time. And you can see where it's kind of turned that white color. And it's killed all the rust. It's dead. I mean, there's no, it's not going to get any worse. And it's really just surface rust anyway. So, I think that's the plan. Kind of come up this way, right along there, where it's cut out already. That's really the only bad part. Then I'll blend it in and call it good. So I'm thinking that's the spot. So let's weld her up. So I've got that pretty much in. Got a little bit more grinding to do. It's tacked in, kind of ready to go. So I'm going to move over to the driver's side. I am not going to cut any more out because that metal's good. It's going to make it a little harder to fit with all the jogs and whatnot. Might have to do a little trimming, but for the most part, that's pretty much the pattern I'm going for. So here's this panel. I had a lot of trouble with the other one. I'm sure I'll have the same trouble with this. they just don't fit that great, and I don't know, they don't really match all that wonderfully. So I think the plan is I'm going to take and cut off over in here. I'll put a piece of tape on it and cut it, and I can start fitting that. Need to mark this out because that inner rocker fits right here. This initial setup is not going to be big enough. I already know that, but at least I'll get this hole cut and see where I'm at. I'm using a scribe so I can get right on the line. I gotta go 3.5 up. And like I say, I know this isn't going to be right, but I got to get close. I use anything I can find, as you can see, to mark things. So, because I just want to be kind of close. So I need to come up 4 inches initially. This is all rough because I'm just trying to get just kind of a rough cut. Like I say, I know I'm going to have to make this bigger because it slants, but we'll get there. Like I say, it's not too precise because I'm going to end up having to cut clear up into here, but that'll get me started. Alright, initial fit. Of course it doesn't fit yet. I'm not going to show the whole thing, I don't think, but just to tell you what you go through here. So you can see here that I got to cut quite a bit more out to get it to fit, just because it sits on a slant, so it'll meet up with the back there. Anyway, let's keep at it. After fitting this thing about 80,000 times, I decided I'm going to make a template. That's parchment paper and magnets, obviously. And I'm going to take a razor blade and just kind of cut around where that needs to go so I can get this finished and fitted up. Alright, she fits. I know that's a weird zigzaggy kind of thing, but I want to leave as much original floor as possible. Got a little bit of a gap on this side over here, right there, but that can be fixed. So, time to weld it in. Almost forgot something. I had to drill out a bunch of holes for spot welds. That's what all these little holes are over here. I didn't do that on the other side so I had to use my spot weld cutter to cut them out. I'll tell you what, this will be a lot easier. Anyway, now I can weld it in. They are stitched in. That's the passenger side, and that's the driver's side. I have a lot of grinding to do, but I have ground down here on the bottom so that I can put my new floor in. Then I can go back and grind the other afterwards. The floor is ready, the tunnel, floor, whatever you want to call it, what's left of it, is ready to come out. I have marked all the spot welds with green marker. You can see just right there, all these little dots. That's the next project, is to pull that out and see what we need to patch here and there underneath. There's nothing on the front to patch. I know there is a spot back here, up underneath here. I do believe it's behind these exhaust reinforcements. Dual exhaust cars, I've read and found out that they had these extra plates. You can see the plate sitting over top of the regular here. Here's your floor, and then there's the plate. That's a little extra reinforcement for the exhaust hangers. Anyway, I know behind there on the back side of that there's a spot that needs to be patched, so I might take these off, go ahead and pull those plates off, do what I need to do, clean behind it, and then stick them back. I haven't decided yet. I just need to, everything's really solid, there's just one little teeny spot, but if there's a little spot, there's a bigger spot. Alright, so today we're going to take this tunnel out. I have all the spot welds marked. Took my little green marker and marked where the welds are. And I'm going to start drilling those out. The car's supported all over the place. It's also welded to the frame, which I've mentioned before. With these little things here. I've got 4 of them, one on each corner. Plus I've got, like I say, bolts holding everything in place. Yeah, so we're gonna drill those out and get that thing out of there. Alright, so we decided to take the bars out. They're just in the way. So that's what it looks like with the bars out. Alright, moving on. Drill out some more spot welds. I'd say it's looking a tad bit empty in there. What do you think? Alright, so the tunnel's out, as you can see. All this stuff looks pretty good. Not bad for a 50-year-old car. Even the lip on that firewall looks pretty good. Looks like it's just a little cleanup and we're good to go. All these reinforcement pans, that one was exposed anyway, but even where the floor was still sitting there, it's just surface rust. I do probably need an opinion, or would like an opinion, on that lip right there. I mean, it doesn't look that bad and it feels solid. Hopefully just to clean up and good to go, but I don't know. Let me know what you think. that's pretty much all I can do for this go around. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, please like, subscribe. Comments are always welcome, good or bad. And yeah, till next time.